Hi everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Elliana, and today I wanted to share a little bit about my journey over the last 4 years. When I started putting this presentation together, I realized something quite surprising. If you'd asked me in year one where I'd end up after high school, I would have given you a very confident answer. It just wouldn't have been the right one. Looking back now, I can see that each year has changed me in ways I never expected. So today I wanted to take you through that journey and how a gradual adventure of unlearning traditional norms completely changed the direction I thought I was heading. So, when I started School of Humanity, I thought I had everything figured out, or at least I thought I was supposed to. I grew up believing that there was one right path. Kind of work hard, get good grades, get a good career, get into a great university, and everything else would kind of fall into place. I was always quite an academic student. Even at the age of 6, I remember doing my absolute best to be as well behaved as possible and hardworking. I did love learning, but if I'm honest, I didn't really know what I was passionate about. I just knew that I was good at working hard. In year one, that kind of hard work became my entire identity. I was determined to get into a top university and convinced I wanted to study law. Every project felt like another stepping stone towards that goal. One of my first major projects explored physical child abuse. It challenged me to think about issues I'd never considered before. At the same time, I saw it as kind of another achievement to add to my university application. But looking back now, I realized it was actually something so much more important. It was the first time I discovered how powerful research could be in creating awareness and driving change. I just didn't recognize it yet. Going into year two, I thought I found a new direction. I designed a support kit for pregnant women living in conflict zones, including menstrual products, blankets, baby supplies, and emotional well-being resources. I realized I really loved designing solutions to real-world problems and thought I'd try the business route. So that summer, I attended a business program at Yale and spent time living independently in New York just after turning 17. It was an incredible experience. I learned so much, met amazing people, and gained confidence I didn't know I had. But despite everything I enjoyed, something still didn't quite fit. Business wasn't the future I imagined it would be, and I realized that was okay. Year three felt like everything became very serious. Exams, advanced projects, trying to figure out what I wanted to do with the rest of my life. I was still planning to study business, and once again found myself chasing the next achievement while struggling to find balance. Then I completed my EPQ, researching how gender biases and primary education affects children's learning. For the first time, I wasn't just interested in completing a project, I was actually fascinated by the questions that it raised. Why do systems work the way they do? Who gets left behind? How can policy shape people's lives? And without realizing it, my interests were actually beginning to shift. Then came year four. I completed a project exploring North Korea's use of surveillance media and technology while also studying an AP comparative government. I absolutely loved it. And while studying, this is the first time studying actually didn't feel like a tick box. I found myself actually reading articles outside of class, asking more questions than I actually needed to, and genuinely enjoying the process of learning. That's when I realized I hadn't found my passion overnight. I'd been building it through every project, every experience, every time I'd be willing to change my mind. And around the same time, I attended a taster day for the London Interdisciplinary School. And I'll admit, I was quite skeptical before I went. I still believed that the best place for me to be was at a uni with a high ranking instead of one that allowed me to pursue my interests. By the end of the day, I loved everything about it. The way learning connected to different subjects, the focus on solving real problems, and the community they had created. I can now proudly say that this September that's where I'll be studying, not because it was part of some perfect plan, but because it reflects the person I've become. Now, if these 4 years have taught me anything, is that passions aren't something you stumble across one day. They grow through curiosity, through trying things that don't work, through changing your mind, through saying yes to opportunities that challenge you. And I came into high school believing that I needed one perfect answer. And I'm leaving knowing that it's okay for my passions to evolve. Because my drive has never been tied to one specific career or subjects, it's about continuing to learn, ask questions, and make a difference wherever that journey leads. So maybe we don't find our passions, maybe we build them. And I'm so thankful I got this opportunity at School of Humanity. and I don't know where I'd be without it. Thank you.